Senator Daines. Your leadership means the world here, and with that, I have hope that we're going to get here. Mr. President, in light of the time and the hour and the other business that is before this Senate body tonight, I will abridge my closing comments, but I just want to say this. There's a four-letter word that's missing in Washington today. H-O-P-E. People sent this class, 12 members of the Republican caucus. It's almost 25% of our caucus are freshmen this year. We ran on this topic, as you heard several members say, but we had the leader of the chairman of the Budget Committee here. We had the chairman of Foreign Relations. These people are very concerned about this topic. But we're not just complaining about the status quo. And again, we're not complaining about the other side. There are no innocent parties when it comes to this debt crisis. You know, if you look at the last 75, 80 years, this country has lived and benefited from the greatest economic boom in the history of mankind. And yet here we are today, $20 trillion of debt, over $100 trillion of future commitments already made by this federal government. It's basically $1 million for every family in America. Mr. President, we don't need to talk about the need anymore. What we need to talk about is what do we do? That's what we came up here for. We need to focus on results. And this is what we're proposing. And this is, we put it in language now. We're moving to put it into a bill on the floor. We have Democrat input. And again, let me say this. The goal here is not to solve the debt crisis. That's the need. The goal in this process is to create a politically neutral platform where both sides, whether they're in the majority or the minority, can make their points during a budget process, move to an appropriation process, and get the government funded every year without all this drama. That's what the people of America want. It will protect our military. It will protect our national security. It will let us take care of the domestic needs we need. It will let us invest in our infrastructure to get this economy going again. But without this exercise, we will not start down the path that may take 30 or 40 years to bring this debt under control. It's that large. And let me emphasize one more thing. If this debt is not addressed soon, the rising interest rates that we all know are coming, we are living in a false world today of zero interest rates. If we just get back to our 30-year average of about 5%, we'll be paying $1 trillion in interest. Mr. President, that's not possible. It simply is not workable. And all things come into the conversation. So this is what's going to happen. We're going to start debating this on the floor, hopefully soon. It may run into next year. It may go the following year. My commitment to my people back home is that we're not going to give up on this fight until we get something done about this. We proposed basically a couple of things. 3 guiding principles were developed by a small group of people, and it's been welcomed by a growing number of people in this body. Number 1, the budget needs to be a law. Number 2, everything we spend, all $4 trillion of it, need to go into the budget. They need to be debated and covered in the budget by both sides. And third, if we don't fund the government by the end of the fiscal year, there have to be serious consequences. You heard one proposal tonight by Senator Lankford. There may be others, but we are going to put on the Senate and the House, for that matter, real consequences if we don't get the federal government done. Again, this is an exercise that we hope will be bipartisan. We want no advantage in this. We want a process that doesn't advantage either party. It gives both equal standing in the budget process, leading to a reasonable and effective funding of the federal government. Politically neutral platform, that's our goal. Mr. President, I will close with this. If not now, when? If not who? If not us, who? And I thank the forbearance of the President tonight. Thank you for allowing us to do this, and I will yield.